Good evening, and welcome to the channeled meditation for Sunday nights. No idea what's going to happen tonight, so we're just going to go into breathing and just see what comes through. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, relax. And just become conscious of your breath. Letting all thoughts go and just focusing totally on the breath. That's all you need to do. There's nothing else you need to do other than breathing and just being focused on your breath going in and your breath coming out again. No need to do, no need to be, just breathing. Breathe the way your body enjoys to breathe. You may wish to oxygenate your body, or you may notice that you're just breathing very shallowly. It's all good. Whichever way you want to breathe that makes you feel comfortable and relaxed. I will be turning off my screen so that you can focus totally on your meditation now. I want you to think about what are the sounds you can hear now. As you're focusing on your breathing, just open your ears and enjoy the sounds. Noticing the furthest away sound. Could be the birds settling for the evening. And just enjoying the breath. I want you to imagine that the sun is coming up and it's early morning. The sun is just peeking up above the horizon. There are clouds in the sky, so there's a beautiful orange and reds and yellows coming into the sky now. And rays of sun going upwards into the clouds. Beautiful rays. And as you enjoy the sunrise, notice where you are. You may be beside the lake. You may be at the ocean. You may be at a farmhouse watching the sun come up over the fields. Wherever you are, enjoy the sensation of that. Now feel yourself standing up and walking. As you're walking, you begin to walk through trees, down a narrow path where there's trees on either side of you. And the dappled light of that sunrise is coming through the trees now and filtering onto the path that you're walking on. And you find yourself in a very old, ancient forest. And the trees are all oak trees. Very, very old, ancient oak trees. Very wide bases. And on the ground underneath the trees are bluebells. Beautiful bluebells, and they're everywhere. And you walk through the bluebells and you feel the energy of them as they spread out around you. As far as the eye can see, laying in a waxy blue-violet swath that blankets the ground beneath the trees. Slender, sunlit, dappled trees and arching branches, each nodding its head, crowning a bright green stem that springs from the shelter of the blue-like leaves, blade leaves. Wow, look at those oak leaves. Aren't they amazing? Beautiful shapes in the oak leaves. And some of them are beginning to fall down, down, down from the tree in amongst the bluebells. And here and there you come across a cluster of wild violets. The violets are nestling in the mossy rocks and the nooks and crannies, and sheltering in the roots of the trees. And as you stroll through the violets and the bluebells under the oak trees, you begin to relax, more and more relaxed. And you feel yourself breathing in the fragrance of the forest, using your clear sentience to smell the flowers and to breathe in the coolness of the beautiful oak forest. Expanding your senses into the colors and the smells, letting your perception to allow everything to come to the fore, making you truly aware of your life force presence in this oakland filled forest. Beautiful oak trees. You can feel their sentience as you touch their trunks. You feel the vibrational frequency coursing through the tree and into your body as it gives away to you. And you just gently bend down and touch the bluebells. And you feel this most amazing blue shoot into your third eye, opening your third eye to be able to see beyond what is there to the great unknown. And with every step you can feel the potential for growth in the earth beneath your feet. And as you reach out, touching the life that is around you, you sense the vigor of fresh sap rising in the young trees, and the vital energy that fills and imbues every leaf and flower, branch and bud. You feel their eagerness to fulfill the promise of new life brought by every spring dawn, and you recognize their joy in reawakening, which cheers your heart with a feeling of hopeful anticipation. Just rest in that vision right now, walking slowly underneath the oak trees as they tower above you. Their long twisting branches that go out sideways. And you see one that has a sideways branch that's kind of just at chest height. And you go over to that branch. You place your left hand on the branch that's sideways, and you put your right hand on the trunk of the tree. You take a deep breath. You feel the wind just gently moving that sideways branch. And you let it just move your body, just gently moving with the movement of the tree as it moves in the wind. And you just let it breathe into that movement of the air and the tree dancing in the wind. And you feel the life force of the tree greeting you through your hand. And right now we're going to call in the Holy Spirit. So we call in the Holy Spirit right now. We welcome you, Holy Spirit. Fill our hearts with the love of nature. Fill our hearts with the love of the divine, that we may truly connect with nature in this way through your energy, your beautiful energy, Holy Spirit. Just enjoying the movement of the tree. Feeling the presence of the Holy Spirit with you in your body, all around you. Everything is a sentient being. The tree is the most incredible sentient being. It is able to truly communicate with you as you open your senses to receive its intelligence. Feel the sap flowing through its veins, through its core. You can almost hear it going up and down into the earth, into the roots of the earth, into the roots beneath your feet. You can feel your feet now tingling and getting very warm as the tree sends its energy up through your feet. And you and the Holy Spirit within you are now feeling the incredibleness of the adventure of the tree within your body. You feel its intelligence coming up, strengthening your spine, strengthening your knees, strengthening your feet and your hands, your neck. Everything is feeling strong. And just asking the tree what its message is for you today. What message do you bring, tree? You feel a shimmer as the tree responds. And the tree shows you its growth, its rings of growth, and how it has journeyed from just a tiny little seed to being this magnificent ancient tree that has lived for 100 years or so. And it's showing you within you your rings of growth, how you started off as just a thought in the universe, and how you grew from that tiny little embryo into this magnificent being that you are now. Seeing your age rings moving into universal love and intelligence as you gained insight into the nature of your own being. The tree is feeling the nature of your being just as you are feeling its nature. Allow the tree to feel into your very nature, into your growth rings. Allow the tree to access information of your vast intelligence of the divine within you, so that the tree understands your nature, just as you understand its nature. Now very gently opening your eyes back into the forest and just releasing your hands from the trunk of the tree, just for a little instant, send thanks down through your roots, through your feet into the roots and up into the tree, and you feel the tree shimmer as it receives your gratitude. It's as if the tree is full of life suddenly, moving quite quickly with the breeze in thanks for the energy exchange between you and it. Nature at its best. And as you turn and walk, continuing down the path ends at the shores of a wide lake set in a clearing that is opening to the beautiful sky. The lake reflects the blue and the white of the sky above. Its surface is rippling silvery waves. It is touched gently by the cool breeze, and all is silent and still, calm and serene. And out there on this lake, this beautiful lake, there is a stream of sunlight coming across the water to where you are standing, skimming across the water in beautiful sparkles. And as you look at the sparkles on the lake, they begin to move towards you slowly. Fill your heart up with the divine love of Holy Spirit and send it into the twinkles, expanding and opening your heart to receive all that the lake wants to give you. Beautiful expansion of the heart into the water beings. And as you stare at the twinkles on the lake, they begin to jump quite high out of the water, sparking. And as you stare, the colours of the twinkles turn beautiful pink, the most amazing pink. And you breathe in, and around the outside of the pink is a gold colour, beautiful gold colour, and rushing towards you on the twinkles. And the more you breathe in the pink and the gold and open your heart, the more the twinkles come towards you. Right up to the very edge of the lake, this golden pink gleam comes across from the sun. And when you shut your eyes, you see the most beautiful, glorious blue and green. You watch it until it disappears. And you open your eyes and oh my goodness, the gold is shooting straight into your heart, filling your whole heart up with golden sunlight, golden watery sunlight. The lake has a message for you. The intelligence of the water is wanting to speak to your heart. Let the intelligence of the water speak to you now. You are the light. Join your light with ours. Join your heart light, your internal heart light, with the lights on the water. Feel as you do so the lights sparking up inside your body. They are rejoicing in love as they enter through the stream and pathway of your own light into every part of your heart, which is ecstatic with joy. Feeling the connection with the spirit of the water, the light spirits of the water. Feel the ecstasy and the bliss and the tremendous joy the water in your body feels as it combines with the light of the water. Feel it receiving the energy of that golden light. As it enters, feel it receiving the bliss and the joy of the sparkles on the lake as they enter each cell of your body. Experiencing hydration, happy hydration. And when you open your eyes again to the lake, you will see a beautiful swan gliding towards you. A black swan gliding serenely across the lake towards you, its curling white tipped wings, feathers arched elegantly over its back, its head and scarlet beak held proudly high. Reaching the shore, the swan waddles onto the bank and stands in front of you, holding your gaze with a rare intelligence in its startlingly clear violet eyes. Then amazingly, it begins to grow larger and taller until eventually its head towers high above your own. Turning, the swan crouches down and opens its wings, and you understand that it is inviting you to get on its back. So you climb carefully up, settling onto the swan's broad downy back and tucking your knees over its wing joints before gently grasping the ruff of its feathers that grace its neck. And once you are settled, the swan turns to face the open water and strides to where the twinkles of the lake meet the edge of the water, and it begins to glide into the golden stream of light coming towards the sun. And it opens its wings, and it begins to run across the surface of the lake. And with a few powerful beats of its massive wings, it springs into the air, and you are airborne, cresting the trees, soaring into the sky, where you are swiftly surrounded by puffy white clouds. Feel the depth and the power of that wing beat underneath your knee joints. Feel yourself hanging on to the neck and sitting comfortably in the down of the back of the swan as it beats its wings across the sky into the clouds. And you fly for what seems like forever. The white clouds slowly turning pinker and pinker until you are finally enveloped in a billowing magentic mass that is oddly both dark and light. At this point, you feel the swan losing height, and as you begin to drop, you exit the clouds to find yourself in a strange new world. As the slow descent of the swan comes down, here the sun is a soft pale violet. Although the sun itself is still sending out rays, they are soft pale violet rays. And you are looking at a pale blue sky. And you note that there are two moons hovering in the sky above you. One is purple, so deep that it almost seems black, and the other a cool, reflective, silvery white. Landing softly on the ground, the swan crouches and allows you to alight before swiftly taking off again and disappearing over the horizon. Left alone, you look around and find that you are standing on the rim of a wide open crater that crowns what you assume to be a mountaintop. Whose sides fall away gently below you. The depth beyond are obscured by layers of mist, whilst the cup-shaped crater itself appears to be lined with a massive bed of deep purple crystals, as if a giant amethyst geode has been sliced in half and opened to the sky above. In front of you, a series of roughly cut steps seem to offer a way down to the floor of the crater. And so, deciding to follow where they lead, you carefully descend them one at a time, each deep step clinging to the steep crystalline walls and giving off a warming purple glow that clears your mind and sharpens all your senses. And as you continue your descent, you realize that the crater is much larger than you first thought, and has two wide yet shallow, smoothly rounded depressions polished into its base. These are separated by a flat ridge of amethyst, and in the middle of which stands a tall man in violet, wearing a cloak made of long curling black feathers that brush the ground around his feet. This is Archangel Zadkiel. He is holding a tall, spiraling wooden staff, topped with a large silver sphere in his left hand, and holding his other hand out towards you in welcome. And as you make your way carefully along the ridge towards him, he greets you, declaring, "I am Zadkiel, keeper of the flames of freedom, overseer of the communion of the Grail, high priest of the sacred fire, and twin flame of Amethystia, the Lady Purity. I offer you my hand and would guide you to find the light at your heart, the guiding light that is the beacon for your journey home to reunion with your greater self. Realize what Zadkiel is offering you as he takes your hand gently in his. For at the heart of all things that live is a spark of light, that first element which was once part of something much greater, a divine thought and an inspiration, sent out on wings of love to be nourished and sustained by the light of hope, faith, and trust. Remember, all is never as it might seem, for each embodied spark rides the endless loop of infinity, which holds the current of life, and all of existence, from black through to white, and all stations in between, for only thus may the widest experience possible be acquired, not just for one, but for all, that all may know both greatness and smallness, and truly understand the nature of both cause and effect, and thence choose wisely what they wish to do and be. As you reach Zadkiel, you realize Zadkiel is standing at the middle point of a long S-shaped pathway which has been etched into the surface of the amethyst so that it spirals into and links two polished depressions in the crater's floor. Each path leads towards the center of one of the bowls, one end terminating at a large square structure that appears to be solid and black, and the other at a hearth where it looks as if a fire is burning. It is towards the latter that he directs you, and you feel his hand gently pulling yours as you follow him down the spiral path to its center. And here you find a flickering mass of purple and violet flames, encircled by a bench made of polished crystal, which is so clear it looks like ice, although it is warm to touch. Laying his staff down, Zadkiel removes his feather cloak and invites you to sit on the bench, so that you may take your time to examine him and become accustomed to his energies. Then, taking a seat opposite you, he rests his hands lightly on his knees and squares his shoulder. So just take a minute to look at Zadkiel now. He has an upright posture, emphasizing his height. It shows off his long flowing robe, and this is made of a very soft material that glimmers as it catches the light of the flames, revealing its different hues and tones of purple and violet, and highlighted by the creases and folds in the velvety pile. The robe resembles an old-fashioned dressing gown, overlapping high on his chest to wrap snugly around his body, and with a simple knotted cord plaited from long threads of purple silk to secure it above his waist. Ribbons of violet silk bind its edges, and there are wide, generous sleeves falling loosely around his wrists, revealing tan, slender hands which have long, elegant fingers that are free of any adornment. And as you shift your glance from his hands to his knees and his lean back, he casually crosses his ankles. Underneath his robe, you see where his knees have crossed, revealing a long-sleeved, knee-length violet linen shift, and exposing his feet, which are long and tanned and bare like his hands. His movement also causes the material of his robe to spark with light, and as you look at it more closely, you realize that this is because his velvety nap is randomly dotted with tiny six-pointed stars that have been etched in fine silver thread into the fabric. Looking at his face now, you see fine, well-defined cheekbones and long, straight nose, which is centered in a square face framed by long, jet black hair. His hair falls over his shoulders in a sleek and silky curtain. He has dark eyebrows. And he wears a dark, closely cropped beard that emphasizes his strong jawline and firm lips. His face is very unlined, it's smooth. Yet you sense he is mature in his years. Even so, he has a youthful, almost hypnotic magnetism that attracts and draws you in. Perhaps in part because of his eyes, which have vibrant violet irises and very dark pupils. Zadkiel's only and very obvious adornment comprises of a simple circlet of solid silver that rests on his brow and encircles his head. This has a large silver disc affixed to its centre, which spans his third eye and soma center, and bears a crystal of exceptionally deep, clear violet amethyst that has been cut and faceted into 6-pointed star. Zadkiel smiles and explains that this star holds the violet flame and denotes his role as high priest of the sacred fire. This world that Zadkiel has drawn you to, and that you are now experiencing, is an anchor point for the violet ray and its multifaceted light, which condenses as the sacred fire that you see in the hearth before you. He points out that the power of the light held within the deep purple crystals that lined your path has already illuminated you, and you look down at your body and you begin to sense this amazing violet light emanating from every part of your body. You are experiencing these energies and they are beaming out from you like sun rays, violet rays. These rays allow you to tap into the spiritual and cosmic laws. This violet ray is the ray of the adept, the spiritual alchemist who knows the true nature of power and understands the divine organization and structure underpinning the vastness of the universe, and who bears responsibility for the construction and deconstruction through the righteous manipulation of matter and form. Zadkiel reminds you that everything that exists is simply divine light made manifest, whether tangible to the physical sense or not. Hence, nothing can ever be eradicated. It can only be transmitted, changed from one state of being to another. Transformation. Smiling, Zadkiel informs you that facilitating and enabling said construction and deconstruction is his specialty. He explains to you that this is because the light of the violet ray on which he serves has the power to reveal the patterns and truths that underline all things that exist or have the potential to exist, and has the power to transmute anything that cloaks the true light, so that its fundamental divine state may be clearly seen. If you call upon its light, it can help you see things clearly, and even show you all that you are and all that you have the potential to become. Zadkiel adds, furthermore, its light can also help you to recognize and accept that everything you choose to be or do is within your own power, enabling you to take control of your life and determine with more certainty how you wish to direct its course. You have that power to direct that violet light as a transformer and a refiner of energy. Whenever you need to direct that light onto the earth in service to humanity for transformation and refinement of energy, remember the power of this amethyst cave that you're in, and draw it up through your heart, calling on the ray that helps you change, shift and adjust your energies to fit the patterns that best align you with those choices. You see, everything is geometric shapes and patterns, everything. And all energy is spiraling, always. And by accessing the power of Zadkiel's violet flame, by returning to the cave within your heart chakra, the amethyst cave, you have the power to call forth transformation and refinement of energy wherever it is needed on the earth and in your life and in the lives of those around you. This is a wonderful power and not one to be abused. It may not be used for fear, only for love. It is attracted to love. It is the very vibration of love. There cannot be fear here. If you are trying to transform alchemically through this divine violet energy something that is causing you fear, you will only create more fear. So, beloved, remember, just remember that you are loved and that you are the very essence of love, and that this violet flame is like a vehicle for that love to transform on the earth plane. See everything as love. The world is love. Everything is sentient life. Let this violet flame help you make your choices, using your inner light and truth closely in your mind and in accordance with the divine plan in your heart. The wheel of love is in your heart and in your solar plexus. The will of divine is in your mind and your body and your feelings. Tune into them with the violet flame. Become the violet flame in all that you do, and let transformation be the very core and essence of your being. Everything in every moment transforming and creating. Nothing is stagnant within the realms of the heavens, the heaven that you create. If you are unhappy, if you are in a dense energy, call this violet flame into your life and forget about the things that are causing you fear. And let this high resonance of the ray promote joy in your life. Let not this violet light be only used for yourself, but rather bring the violet light to the world and share it with all sentient life. Every single day, many miracles happen, big and small, and many great deeds of selflessness and innumerable small acts of kindness take place all around the world. And as you send that violet light on the pathway of love to all that you meet and to areas of the world that need energy, there will be a joy in the heavens as everything joins together to support this act of kindness that you bring through being a conduit for the violet light that is love, that is the gift that brings justice and power into the lives of all those who trust. Letting go of all the distrust in your life and totally moving into trust of the great divine within you, that is consciousness, that is now, that is here, that is the miracle. Trust your kind, caring heart. Let your heart open to give support to others, shining that light out from your heart like a beacon into humanity. Letting compassion flow out from you in all directions. Even if you think you can't affect what is happening around you, it is important to remember that you always have unlimited power over yourself and your actions. And when you truly get it, when you truly understand that, This violet light is able to reach the hearts of everyone you touch with clarity, generosity. You are the beacon of love light. As you come with trust into your own creation, your own world created, your own heaven, where positivity connects with all living beings. Zadkiel takes his cloak and spreads it out to reveal a violet lining. He explains that this holds the light of the violet ray and enrobes him in its power, whilst the black feathers of his outer side hold black light in a state of divine grace, giving him immediate and profound access to any and all powers and potentials he requires to perform his duty as overseer of the violet ray. And if you would allow him to, he will bring you a violet-lined cloak that will enrobe you in violet light, enabling you to stand fully in your own power and live in alignment with the truths of your own heart, which will ensure that the words or actions of others will not influence or unbalance you. So with a smile he adds that the nature and colour of your cloak outer side will always be appropriate for your needs at the time. Therefore, if you wish to understand how the cloak will support you, and thus know how to use it, you will find it helpful to explore the symbolism of its form, its materials, its colour and design, which may not always remain the same, because the violet ray transforms everything. Everything. Now Zadkiel gives a very low whistle, at which this beautiful giant swan reappears. And he bows to you, and you touch his neck very gently and lovingly. And Zadkiel nods to him and lifts you up onto the back of the swan and waves goodbye. And through special alchemy and the work of the seventh order of Melchizedek, Zadkiel instructs the swan to take you back through the violet light now to your own planet, to the planet Earth. And you feel the power of the great, beautiful white-tipped wings beating strongly as you enter the Earth's atmosphere. You feel great wisdom and discernment in your body now as you draw close to Earth, Mother Gaia. You feel the realms of the physical reaching out to you, the planet on which you live welcoming you back. And as the swan lands gently just outside your house, and you alight from its back, it bows its head, and you look deeply into its violet eyes. It closes its eyes and disappears. And you are left walking into your house, feeling very grounded, walking into your body, feeling very grounded, feeling the feeling of being in your body again once more, letting your body be heavy on the chair or on the bed, letting your body take a deep breath, and as that breath comes into your body, notice how beautiful it feels to breathe. Notice how truly nourishing breath is to the body and the spirit. Feel in your heart a gratitude towards Zadkiel and towards Jay, his swan, and towards the sunlight and the water and the tree spirits and all of nature that has supported this journey here tonight. And know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are back in this room, back in this body, fully empowered to go forth and transform your world into heaven, into a loving space where there is no fear, no doubt, no lack of trust, but just love in all its beauteous forms and its connection with nature. And you may open your eyes and come back.